In today's video, we are building a cinematic landing page hero section. The kind of hero section that feels premium and what website agencies charge $5,000 to $10,000 for. Most people use Wix Studio to make simple websites, but today we are going to use it like a professional design studio. If you want your website designs to stop looking basic and start feeling premium, follow this tutorial step by step. Make sure you like and subscribe. By the end of this video, you will not just understand how to use Wix, but also understand how to think like a premium web designer. As I mentioned earlier, today we are using Wix, and Wix is a website building platform that allows creators and businesses and also designers and as well as agencies to build professional websites without writing raw code. But in this tutorial, we are not just using Wix in a basic way. So this is the homepage of Wix. You just need to go to your search engine, search for Wix, click on enter, and here you go. This is wix.com. You find Wix on your Google and just click on enter or click on wix.com. That is it. Basically, we are going to log in now, and we have two sections, or let's say two platforms for Wix. We have Wix Studio and Wix Editor. Yeah, so we have Wix Studio, and Wix Studio is basically more in-depth than the Wix Editor. So Wix Editor is something more of a drag and drop, and the Wix Studio gives you more manual control. So just sign in to Wix, use your Gmail to sign in. And we will go to Wix Studio. That is what we are going to choose. So if you don't get Wix Studio, make sure you search for Wix Studio directly and use the link to end up in this dashboard. Going through this dashboard, this section is basically your toolbar, or let's say your tools when you're using Wix. This site lets you see the number of websites that you have. So you can see I have one website here. Templates is somewhere that you can pick various starter templates. Okay, just that Wix templates may look a little bit outdated. All right, yeah, so they have free templates as well as they have premium templates as well. So without wasting time, we are going to go ahead, go to sites, and we are going to add our site. So we're going to create a new site here. This is where we're going to click, and it's going to load our studio dashboard. Okay, but before that, we have to go through a few settings, and what I want to do is use Studio Editor, not Wix Editor. And with this section, you can choose to start with a blank canvas, or you can choose to start with a template. So I think this beautiful dark theme will rather suit our style and the tone that I was to build on. So I'm going to use this dark theme, and I'm going to click on edit template here. In our Wix Studio, this is our dashboard, and this is where you click to add elements. This section is for your layers. Here you can see your pages. You can add new pages. So let me just go ahead and add a new page. All right. Yeah, so let me just add a new page, and you can see it's going to be a blank page here. This is your site map on Wix. This is where you control your site styles, let's say site color scheme and everything. This is where you control your media files. You can upload media from this section, and also Wix has Shutterstock and Unsplash where you can fetch stock images from. So this is where you set your global footers and also your global headers and your homepage as well, and a lot more settings that you can go through on your own. So basically what we are going to do let's go back to our main home page. So this section is what you use to navigate to any kind of page that you want. You can also click here to manage your pages. So you can definitely set home page just by clicking set home page here. All right, but I want to keep my main home page as my home page. And on this right panel, this is where you get all the powers in that sense. Let's say all the dynamic elements, all the controls, all the design decisions that you want to take. So with this test, I can just change the alignment to center. I can just change it to justify. I can also change it to left. I'm going to use the right. I can make this text bold and I can make it italic. I can just make only this text italic. Alright, so you have a lot of controls here in Wix, and basically just a little bit of tweaking, this page looks different all of a sudden, right? So let's go ahead, and you can definitely move your stacked elements. So in Wix, we stack elements, and when you stack elements, you'll be able to adjust the spacing between the elements. If you've used Figma, you would understand this. It's basically all over in Figma. And also with Wix, you can drag elements. Okay, you can drag elements anywhere that you want to place on the screen. So this is me here dragging elements just because I'm allowed to. So the first thing I'm going to change is I'm going to go ahead and edit my text. So you can get your cursor in between the text. You can just click edit text. You can also generate text with AI as well, but I don't need to generate text with Wix AI because I already have my text generated on ChatGPT. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this text over here. Right, it's going to be a little bit bulky, but yeah, that is the text that I'm going to use for my theme. So let me go ahead and drag this tag. So in Wix, if you want to drag an item, or let's say a stack, you need to get your pointer icons right. You see, this is giving me a drag. All right, this icon, the plus icon, is giving me a drag, so I can drag my screen or my elements across the screen. And definitely this icon here also let me adjust my screen width. All right, so make sure you get your icons right. Make sure you take notes whenever you are dragging elements across the page. So what I'm going to do is also edit my subtitle. Yes, I got my subtitle here, and the next thing I'm going to do is to make sure I get my hero image. So one thing about Wix is you can always use Command Z to undo any change that you make, right? So if you make any mistake, all you need to do is Command Z, and you are going to go back to your previous state. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my hero image. So I'm going to click on the hero image. All right, and I am going to hover on this open inspector. So we're going to inspect this element. It's called what? The welcome section. So you can see the hamburger or the breadcrumbs here. This is definitely breadcrumbs. On the page, you can see sections, and this is the welcome section. So in the welcome section, the background is what we want to work on, and we're going to change this media. So the media we want to use is right here is right here. This is the media we want to use, and this is just a creative concept that I derived. I got this image from Behance. Okay, I got this amazing image from Behance, and I'm going to remix it, not just copy and use the same thing. So what I want to do is I came to ChatGPT and recreated a high resolution or high detail of the image, and I wrote a prompt which is going to animate the image. All right, so after animating the image, and I went ahead to generate a visual reference of the whole landing page. And mind you, I just need the landing page, so I can scrap the rest and definitely find other components to fit the design taste that I want. So for now, we are going to work on just the landing page. So this is the video that I have created or animated, and you can see it's very high detailed and it is smooth and cinematic as well. The softwares I used, you can use Grok. So Grok imaging is really good in animating images or anything like text, whatever you want to animate. Grok can do it for you. And also you can use Prepic and their image generation models. So I'm not going to go through this image generation or video generation. I have a simple straightforward tutorial on it. Just kindly check my channel or the link in the description. So we're going to go ahead and use our image in Wix or our video, right? So we're going to click on change media right here, and it will take us to the Wix media upload dashboard. So we can definitely choose videos from this section, and we can upload our own video. But if you're building a website that has a lot of videos, I would suggest take your videos to YouTube, use the video link, and kindly use it on Wix or any website that you're building. It's going to save space, it's going to make your websites load faster. It is the best practice. So my video is loading. This is 10 megabytes. Obviously, if you are building your website, you would want to compress this size to as low as possible, but make sure you keep the quality also as good as possible. So I'm going to click on change background image since it is done, and we can play. You can see this background is very cinematic, and you can see there's a setting here which is called loop. So with loop, it means it will automatically play and play and play and play and play. Right, you can describe your image here for alt and best practices for SEO. One thing I always do when I'm building websites, right, one thing I always do is to make sure your website is really high converting, and a website cannot be high converting without call to actions. So we are going to create two call to action buttons. We are going to create a ghost button, and also we are going to create a dominant button. So I'm going to add elements here. I'm going to add a button. I'm going to drag and just drop it over here, right? And I'm going to align it perfectly. And what I'm going to do is change the color. So with the color changes, I'm going to use the color picker. So I'm going to add my color and select a color picker here and take this blue. All right, and I'm going to click on apply here, and with the button you can have some settings here like your shadows, if you want to apply shadow, your corner radius. So I'm going to give it a corner radius of 6, and I'm going to make sure it rounds the whole button, so you can see some subtle corner roundness. And I'm going to always change my text also. So what you have to do is to select the button and click on change text, and you'll be able to edit the text that you want. So my call to action is going to be get started, and you can choose to put a link here. So let me go ahead and find a link. All right, and let's go ahead and insert this link here, so that if we click on the button, it's going to go to the link. So what you need to do is choose web address. Okay, if you choose page, that means you want this link to go to another page. So if it's section page, let's say contact us, and the button says contact us, then you probably choose contact page, so that when you click, it goes to contact page. But what we need is for it to go to an external address. So you're going to paste your link here, and you're going to choose new window, so that when a user clicks this button, they are going to open a new tab and visit the link. And with Wix, you can click preview here if you want to preview your website. And you can always go back to your editor. With this button here, you can just click on publish, and this button gives you a domain that you can share to your friends and family, your business partners, and your customers. So let's say we're going to give it digital agency, right? So you can also connect your custom domain as well, and we are not going to do that. So let's go ahead and click on save and continue. So when you click on save and continue, that means this link is live. You can check the link on your phone anywhere else you want. Let's say you want to add a new section as well. What you have to do is hover on this section. You can always hover between any section. All right, so you can see we have sections. When you take the layers, we have about section, features sections, and a whole lot of sections. So if you want to replace or put something here, you just need to hover, and when you hover, you can click on it, and it will give you a space to add a section. So when you want to add sections, you can just add elements here. Clicking here will give you options to add elements. The best practice, or what I do often, is to add wireframes. So wireframes gives you similarities of the designs or what you have in mind. All right, and you are going to go ahead and choose something similar to what you have in mind, and you're going to build on it. You can also go directly to sections, and with sections you get pre-designed sections. The catch is that with sections, they come predefined, and they usually come with their dynamic elements. So if you want consistency, you can see these fonts are definitely different from this font, so you have to edit your fonts and everything like that if you're using this option. But when you use wireframes, let me add a wireframe section, and let's see what we are going to get. So you can also click here to get the same add elements as well. All right, let's add a wireframe. So with the wireframe, you can get hero sections, you can get lists, you can get collage as well. So many different designs. I'm going to add this one, and let's see how we will get similar. You see, the font is definitely the same, and that is what we are talking about. You don't need to do a lot, and it's also full mobile responsive as well. So basically all the designs that we did from our hero section to the new section that we've added, they are all mobile responsive, and this is a tablet version. You don't need to do everything all over again. So if you add a section which is similar, so let's say we are just getting something similar to this, right? We're just going to edit it. If you want to put an image here, make sure we select or choose the section, and we are going to change the background. So we can change the colors here, background color as how we want, and you can also choose media. So if you don't want colors, you can choose media and add media any media that you want also. So let's look for this white fabric. Yes, let's see. I don't want any strong design to overshadow the text, so I'm going to go with this white fabric here. And as I said, with Stack you can always edit your patterns. Okay, so if you are writing code, this is definitely your patterns. You can edit your patterns and you have your beautiful design over here. And with this text, all you need is, as we've done over and over and over, just make sure you select the text, highlight the text very well. You can use your layers to select, like you are designing in Figma or Photoshop. This is really easy. You can just change your shapes as well. They have a shape library here on Wix. You can just go ahead, go through, select which one you want and add to your page as easy as ABCD. You can also duplicate items, so all you have to do is right click and duplicate. Alright, so all I need is to do a few more duplicates and we will get 6. Alright, so let me just duplicate this one here, and that is it. We've just transformed this page easily. You can edit all your text as well, you can edit all your containers as well. There's a whole lot of options that you can explore. This section is for animations, so you can add hover effect. You can add a lot of hover effects just by selecting whatever you want. And mind you, Wix does autosave, so it saves the last thing that you are going to do, but you can always undo it as well if you don't want it. And when you click on publish, it means it's going live. Autosave doesn't really put it on live, it's going on draft, so make sure you take note. And this is where we edit our nav menu. So with our nav menu, you can add sections here. This is where you manage your menu as well, so you can add menu items. Right, you can add menu items. Before you add menu items, make sure you have the pages created. So let's say I want to add my the second home button, or let's say even as crazy as terms and conditions on my menu. I can just click and they are going to be added. If you want to create a mega menu, just click on the call to, or just click on the terms and conditions and click on move under contact, and it's going to be added to contact. So you can see we have a drop down here and our terms and conditions has disappeared. So let me go ahead and publish this page and let's take a view. Let me visit the site and you can see our terms and conditions has been added as a mega menu. Alright, so with this you can edit it more, and if this video is helping you, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on the notification. Let's come back to our button here. I'm going to add a ghost button as I said, so I am going to probably change the design of this button and I'm going to change the fill here. What I'm going to do is turn down the opacity. Alright, and once the opacity is down, you can literally give it a white border here or even a blue border. And what I did is give it 1 pixel border radius, and the 1 pixel border radius is what we are seeing here. So I can give it 10 and the border is going to be very thick like what we see here. Alright, and we don't want that. Alright, so let's go ahead and revert. Let's click on Ctrl Z to get it back to 1 pixel border radius. So we are going to go ahead and change our call to action message, which says explore services. Yes, and you can click on publish And mind you, anytime you're designing a web page, make sure you have one, and I repeat again, one dominant button. So this should be your dominant button. This should be your dominant button. And this one should be a close button. So you want the user to what? Get started. The user shouldn't get confused on what to click. If you have two dominant buttons, the user would not really know what to click. And it's best practice for conversion or high conversion websites. If you want to change your logo too, you can just go to the navigation or the header section and change your vector art. So you can either upload art or you can also select from the options here. So that is how it goes for Wix. You can keep exploring the pages and exploring the sections. So what I'm going to leave you with is starting a new or brand new page. What I'm going to do is work on the home. All right, let's navigate to this home page, the second home page, and we can see there's basically nothing here. We just have our footer and a blank canvas to start with. So all you have to do is click on select a design, click on wireframes, and we can go to hero. And of course there are a lot of hero section samples here. What I'm going to do is click or choose the most basic one here, and I'm going to transform this hero section. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on this add or change image here, and I'm going to go to my files, site files, and we're going to find our beautiful earth image. And as we did earlier, I'm going to go ahead and resize this image. Before that, I'm going to change the alignment as well, and I'm going to make sure I'm picking the right text as well. So I'm going to go to my notes and pick up the right text for it. Let's change the text here, and we are going to add, I'm going to add an element, and I'm going to add a text element. So with the text elements, I'm going to find a paragraph. I'm going to drag the paragraph. Okay, we are going to click and drag it to where or exactly where we want to place it. You can place it anywhere here, but where I need is this in between the hero or the H1 and the button. So I'm going to just leave it here, and I'm going to find the appropriate text for it as well. So let me copy this text and let's replace. And also I'm going to make sure I stretch it a little bit and increase the width. Also, we are going to change the text color. So let's stretch it, or let's drag it to the edge, and also let's also give it some spacing. So let's hover here, and we are going to get this element that we are going to use to stretch to give it some breathing space. So basically what we need is to get the hero and the subtext closer, but the button or the city will be given a little bit of space because it's also a different element on its own. And what I'm going to do is make sure I drag both to the left and align them to the left. Right. Another way you can do this also is to just choose the container you want to work on and make sure you just put or you align the items with the controls here. Okay, you can drag or you can use the control C to align the items perfectly. So this is it. All you need to do next is change the colors of your text and you are good to go. So you can go ahead. So you can go ahead and practice on this. Use this practice and complete the design as well. Change the buttons, change the corner radius and everything. Make everything align perfectly as how we've done in the first hero or the first homepage. Make sure you click on publish after you want to save some design. And let's go ahead and click on done. You can click don't show this again because we don't need it again. You can keep the link somewhere that you can remember. And let's navigate to our home page as well. All right, so you can just go back and forth. Make sure you clone the same design here. Make sure you make the text bold where it has to be bold. Make the italics appear and everything. So now this is the final result. We started from a Wix Studio dashboard and open our website and build a cinematic hero section that feels premium and more structured and also more professional. The good thing about Wix is you don't need any complex setup. All you need is to add your website and go ahead, build your design. And when you're done, all you need is to click on this bold blue publish button. Publish and your website will be live. All you need is copy the code or copy the link and you can share your website with anyone that you want.